going on, guys? Just wanted to give you a little story. I chose to open carry the other day, and the reason I did that was just, with the recent happenings with the Colorado shooting, a lot of people are afraid right now about our gun rights, and they're afraid that we're not going to be able to carry to defend ourselves and our families anymore. So I decided, I conceal carry, majority of the time, and on rare occasion I'll open carry. Well, I decided to open carry. I wanted to see what kind of reaction I would get, and to let people know, that there's no reason to be afraid. Owning a gun doesn't make you a bad person. A lot of people think that if you own a gun, you're a dangerous individual, or you're out to hurt people or harm people, and that's really not the case. And it's a tragedy what happened in the Colorado shooting, and that's one thing that bothers me about the whole subject is there are people that die every day, and when it happens like this, everyone is interested and everyone is concerned and everyone is saddened, but what about the people that lose their lives? Like our men at war, the soldiers that are out there laying their lives down every day. How come no one sheds a tear for them on a daily basis? And that's one thing that does bother me. That doesn't take away that, what happened was sad and was unfortunate. But, I believe that we have a right. We have our soldiers out there that are fighting for our rights. They're fighting for our freedoms. So I think it's one of our responsibilities to express our freedoms. One of our rights here in Arizona is we can open carry. So I decided to express it. I wanted to open carry and show people there's no reason to be afraid. And there's no reason to hide and go under a rock, because of this incident that happened. And surprisingly, I had an interesting person come up to me. I was walking around town, running my errands, usual things, every day-to-day things, and a couple came up to me, and I was surprised. I thought it was going to be a bad situation, but honestly, they thanked me. The gentleman, he shook my hand and he said, thank you. And I said, for what? And he goes, for not being afraid. He was a Vietnam veteran. My grandfather's also a Vietnam veteran, and that was another bad war. It was just crappy what happened, and the kind of welcoming that our soldiers had when they came home. And he wanted to say thank you for using and expressing my right. And he had the same feelings. We sat there and we had a conversation. But that really caught me by surprise. I've never been thanked for carrying a firearm. And before he walked away, I asked him, can I ask you why you're thanking me? And he said, it takes citizens, Americans, to stand up and be strong and really look out for each other. That's essentially what, a reason why we carry our firearms. We're looking out for others, not only ourselves. When you carry a firearm, you have a responsibility to protect. That's essentially what it's for. You're protecting, and that's not just your immediate family. That could be just any person you happen to come across. If you're in a crowded area and like the incident that happened in Colorado, something like that were to happen, if you have the means to protect someone, if you carry a firearm, you should really, honestly, I believe, be able to use it. Otherwise, why are you carrying it? I'm not saying become Rambo. I'm just saying if you have the means and it's going to be a situation to where you can end a very dangerous situation, I think it's your right and I think it's your responsibility to do so. Not just your family. I know that's why a lot of us are have firearms, is to protect our families. But what about the average person walking down the street? I believe it's your responsibility as a gun owner and as someone that carries that you need to look out for everyone, not just you, not just yourself, not just your family, but everyone around you. If you have the ability to save a life, I think you're responsible for doing so. Not a lot of people might agree with that, but that's what I believe. And that's what our soldiers do for us. And the guy that did the Colorado shootings, he's a lunatic. He's crazy. And they want to say take the guns away, and they think that's going to solve the issue, and that's not the issue. It's not gun control that's the issue. It's just the type of things that our society does nowadays. Everyone is medicated. Everybody is medicated nowadays. Everyone is medicated. There's not one person I don't know that isn't medicated. I myself refuse to take medication. If it's something serious, if it's a serious thing and you need your medication, then by all means take it. But what has changed so much in our society? What has changed so dramatically that everyone is medicated nowadays? Back when my grandparents were young, that wasn't the case. And my great grandparents, that wasn't the case. They did what they had to do to get by. What's wrong with our generation? That we are required, in order to survive, live day to day, to be medicated. And what is this sudden increase in mental illness? And all these people that are out there, going crazy, and like the thing in Florida where the guy stripped down naked and beat a man and ate his face. What's happening? What's going on with society? I'm just curious about that. And I think having armed citizens is a great thing. Gun control does not work. If you have citizens that are armed, if you have a criminal and he goes into an area where he knows that someone is armed, it's going to deter him more than knowing if he's going to go somewhere no one is armed. That's the area he wants to go in, because no one can defend themselves. If you allow more people to have guns and more people to have that ability to stop tragedies like that, I think less would happen. I honestly believe that. Like I said before, I do believe training is great. Training is necessary. Training is key. I believe before you're able to purchase a weapon, you should do a training class. Just at least once, to get the basics down. The basic fundamentals of a firearm. But still, I think everyone should be able to carry, and everyone should be able to open carry and conceal carry based on your preference. Not take the guns away. That's not going to solve anything. Criminals don't follow the law. If a man is ready to murder, he's not going to follow the law. It doesn't matter if it's not allowed to own a gun. He's going to get a hold of something. And that Colorado shooting, he did choose to shoot. He had an AR-15, a few Glock 40 calibers, and I forget what else he had. He could have easily done that with homemade explosives. He could have made explosives with everyday chemicals, and he could have taken out a lot of people that way. He just chose to use a firearm. That doesn't mean that it's the firearm's fault, and that everyone that owns a firearm is going to go out and do a mass murder. This is more just a rant, guys. I don't understand the way that people think. We have our presidential election coming, and you really do your studies and figure out which one is going to be best for us. And guys, this is what I'm asking of all you fellow gun owners and all these, all the fellow gun community, and just anyone in general. Exercise your rights. That's what they're there for. That's why we have them, and that's why our fathers and great grandfathers and everyone before us, that's what they fought for, was our freedoms. And what good are freedoms if we don't use them and we don't exercise them? So if you have the right to open carry, I say open carry. You don't have to do it all the time, but I say do it every once in a while. Let's start exercising our right. Let's start making this acceptable, and let's break that stereotype that everyone with a gun is dangerous. The only way we're ever going to do that is if we start coming out and showing that we're not afraid to exercise our rights. And I think we need to group together and start doing that. Otherwise, our guns are going to be taken from us. Another important quick mention, guys. Join the NRA. look into it.